So there's no easy way to put this video, so I just want to get right to it and say that I am here to take responsibility for my actions. Earlier this year, I was responsible for re-traumatizing my sister. It's not funny. It's not funny. Against my better judgment, I performed a service to Amanda that involved taking her hair color from a chocolate brown to a cherry cola red that was super trendy and looked absolutely stunning on her. We're not discrediting that. Honestly, I'm not even sorry because she did look phenomenal. But as it turns out, she wasn't ready for it, and now it's my responsibility to get her back. We're also going to be doing some new treatments on her, and altogether, we're going to be tracking her progress and kind of restarting her healthy hair journey.
Yeah, because you fried it.
And so, this is going to be the start of her healing journey. What's good, everybody? Today's the day. Amanda is tired of being a cherry cola redhead, no matter how many compliments she continues to get. So, we're going to take you through her color transformation. We are going to do some new fall-inspired hair for the rest of the 2024 year, inspired by the trends. But unfortunately for me, we have to do a color correction. Now, it's not that this color has gone out of trend. In fact, it's still very much trending. What we're about to find out is how over this red phase you're going to be, because we need to do a lot of color removing. We have a big color correction on our hair and hands. And if you know, red is one of the hardest colors to remove and to move away from. So we're gonna take you through the entire process with the #1 goal of maintaining the health of her hair. As you may know, I'm a professional stylist, but a lot of you aren't, and maybe a lot of you have some color to remove. So I went over to Sally Beauty and I picked up some products that all of us could get in case you need to attempt some of these things at home. So I'll be sure to share all the products that I'm using throughout this process. So are you ready?
I couldn't be more ready.
Without further ado, let's get to it. Unfortunately for me, there's a lot of work to do here. And when we are doing a color correction, trying to remove red, there's a lot of question marks. So we need to get into the consultation to share what is actually realistic today.
Okay.
So what are you looking for out of your color today?
I definitely want to go lighter. Okay. I'm missing the light hair. My roots are growing in. And because my hair is naturally a lighter brown, I'm just not liking the contrast that's going on. It's making me feel like I have white hairs prematurely, so I'm not enjoying that. I'm also not enjoying every time I go to shower that everything turns red. This is what I miss the most.
Okay.
Dimension. I miss having dimension in the hair. I feel like because my hair is pretty much one color, it's one solid color right now, I can't see that dimension.
So let's take it back for a minute, right? When we went darker, which was earlier this year in January,
yes,
you were really liking dark hair.
Yes.
You were a dark, more of a golden chocolatey brown.
Yes.
And we transitioned you to this more red-violet undertone, which I think really complements you. I think it really brought out the warmth in your eyes. You have a more neutral kind of skin tone. Right now you're tanned, but it really brought out your features and it was really complimentary. What you're not liking the most, I feel, is how dark it is now, because you were doing blonde and highlights for such a long time, which is still in there. All of this hair on the bottom is still lightened somewhere under there.
Yeah.
And there is actually a lot of dimension in through your ends. There's still highlights, there's still dimension,
well,
but it's harder to see because it's very tone on tone. But your root area hasn't been highlighted in a long time, and you might feel like the color is looking a little bit flat, and so is your hair, because when there's highlights and dimension through the hair, it can add a lot of body and give the appearance of fuller hair.
Yeah. So when I look back at pictures of my lighter hair, it looks like my hair is like thicker than what it is now. And it just definitely doesn't feel like it. Like it still feels the same, but when I look back at photos, it just looks so much thicker when it was blonde, or at least had the highlights in it.
What would be the best case scenario for you out of today?
The best case scenario for me would just be to be lighter in any sense with that dimension.
Okay. What do you not want to see?
Not as much red.
Okay. Now, if we are going lighter, more red is going to be exposed.
Yes.
So we're going to try to counteract that, but you don't want to look like...
I don't want to be adding more red into it. If we're still working with what I have here, that's fine, because it's something that can be removed over time. Yeah. But I'm not looking to add more.
Yeah, we don't want to make you a redhead. We're trying to transition you from a redhead into a more bronzy blonde is what we're hoping for.
That I'm good with.
Yeah, I think that'll be really, really pretty. I also feel like bronze is the perfect in between like copper and brown. Very much an auburn shade, which is timeless and classic and beautiful for the fall.
Yeah.
Especially this season, I feel like a lot of these cooler reds, again, not to scare you with the red word, but these cooler reds with these more violet hues are very trending.
Yeah.
So we're almost going to transition you from like this dark cherry cola to a lighter cherry caramel swirl.
I love that, love that.
You know, we're still working on the name, but first step is to remove as much of this color as possible. So
is that something that I should be afraid of though? Like the color remover, is this something that's gonna damage my hair?
no, so let's get into the first steps. So the first step is, now that we are looking at Amanda's hair, we're going to be applying a color remover. And this is a non-bleach color remover. So we're not actually, it does zero damage. You can't over process it. What we do is clarify your hair with a really deep cleansing shampoo.
Okay.
Then we apply the color remover. We put on a cap, apply heat, and let that sit for up to 45 minutes. Now, we're gonna let it sit on the full 45 minutes, full heat, and I'm really gonna try to work out as much color as possible. We may do it twice, we'll see, and then see how light you are and go from there. Different color removers will remove different things. The type that we're using helps to remove oxidative color.
Okay.
But sometimes when you use a lot of direct dyes and semi-permanent colors, you know, those color masks, which I know you have been using.
Yes.
Those color masks can be notoriously difficult to remove from the hair.
Really?
And they don't remove the same way as oxidative color, like permanent and demi-permanent color.
Okay.
So what we're doing first is hoping to remove as much of the demi-permanent color, and we'll see, not to scare you, your ends might be looking a little pink when we have removed as much of the color as possible. Not sure. But from there, we can go in with other color remover forms, which are like the bleaches, because those help to remove direct dyes. That's one step at a time.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, about 17 shampoos later and 2 color removers, this is where we are. It's very hard to see what this color looks like, but what you can expect from a color remover is, well, not any changes to the natural, which is great, but also only 1 to 3 levels of lift. So we're in a good spot because we didn't apply too much color to Amanda's hair over and over and over as we touched up her color. But if you, for example, at home have been doing your color and you are really layering on that color, you can only expect so much lift. But regardless, if you're about to do a color correction, you're trying to go lighter, it is such a good idea to use a color remover like the one we just did to help remove that surface layer and at least some of it before going in with something harsher like bleach. Now the condition of the hair is still great. It's just, I mean, it's feeling dry. It's feeling dry. There is no source of buildup left in this hair. But before we start conditioning it, we do want to make sure we put on our final color. So we're not ready for that yet. Remember, there's different levels of treatments, and what we're doing right now is to just repair and protect Amanda's hair throughout the coloring. The final treatments we reach for are the more conditioning treatments to get the gloss, the shine, to lock everything in. But we don't want that buildup on the hair right now while we're coloring. So I'm gonna go in with the K18. This is the Professional Hair Mist. Now this is the result of 17 or so shampoos and 2 color removers. We are left with this, and we can really see what was going on underneath Amanda's color. You can actually tell all the parts that were previously bleached because they are so much lighter. Of course, they're still tinted red, but if we compare this to what we started with, we definitely got at least a level or 2 of lift at the top and then a lot of the color out from the bottom. So this is what you can expect when doing a color remover without bleach. There is no altering of her natural root color. But that being said, now we have to decide where you want to go from here. Because based on how this lifted, there's of course still a little bit of a line of demarcation. This is still a deep, dark, kind of plum red. And as you said, your goal is to be a little closer to your natural, and you do want more bronzy, like chocolate brown undertones as opposed to this deep berry red.
Yes.
Yep. Please.
Exactly.
Even though the cherry tones are very much in, Amanda's not into the maintenance, even though she has me in her back pocket to do her color whenever.
I'm over it.
She's over it. So that means it's time to move on to a stronger form of color removing, and we're gonna go in with a bleach application.
We are?
Yeah, what do you think?
Wait, I'm so confused. What are we doing?
I'm gonna remove this
More.
color. Yeah.
Fully.
Yeah.
I thought you were just gonna slap color on top of it.
No, that's not how color works, sweetie. Color will not lighten color. Yeah.
What would you have done if I wanted to keep the red then?
So these are our two routes that we can go now.
Let me know.
We can put a color over this. Now it's still going to be dark.
Okay.
It's not really, like we just did 2 color removers. And if your goal long term is to be lighter, I don't want to just put another dark color to match this over top. Okay? So it's either we match the root with a slightly different tone, and I can Pintura highlight some highlights through this, so that way we get some brighter pops of color, and then put a color in between over this red. But there is still way too much red. It's still way too dark to get anywhere close to the end result that you are looking for.
Okay.
So to meet your goals, we need to do another round of remover that is a bleach out. We're gonna do a virgin application, bleach out, off the root, lighten this a little bit more, and then go in with our color. So now we are really lifting Amanda's hair. We've got this color remover mixture of 1 part bleach, 1 part developer, and 1 part clarifying shampoo on her head, really trying to avoid the natural roots. And then we're gonna see how lifted it is and just deposit a new color on top. We needed to lift out that color in order to be closer to what you wanna be. It was darker than your natural, and now it's lighter. You have dark roots again. Aren't you happy?
So basically we just have to wash this out?
We have to wash this out and then put the final color on. Trust the process. Are you trusting the process?
Trusting.
Okay, scale of 1 to 10, how scared are you?
A 4.
That's pretty solid. Do you trust me or something?
A little bit.
Sometimes. Okay, we are on to the second last step. We have put some foils in Amanda's hair that weren't previously highlighted as much. It's gonna give us the dimension, but all that color, all of this red in between is what I am about to color. I'm using permanent color because the hair's already been altered, and permanent color will be able to give us a little more power. So I'm just going in with 55 grams of 7-2, 45 grams of 7-0, and a little bit of high lift just to give us a little boost. 10 grams of high lift just to pop off that little extra red, but we're going in with ash to help neutralize some of this warmth. And this is what literal blood, sweat, and tears looks like after about 80 hours, felt like that, 8 hours, 17 plus shampoos, but really, really thorough and thoughtful treatments throughout. And this is Amanda's new hair color. Most of the red is gone and the curls are intact. Do you feel like you need a therapy session after that?
Honestly, my hair feels so lightweight and soft. It feels really, really soft, my hair. Let me know what you guys think about my hair though. I'm really curious to see if you're liking the lighter tones, if you're sad the darker tones are gone. I'm definitely into the lighter tones.
2 weeks later.
Amanda! Come in, I want to apologize to you in front of everyone so everyone knows how sorry I am to you. I mean, I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
Here we are now officially 2 weeks post color correction. This was also with a toner in between to make it a little darker and really tone out the red. And things are going well. Are you happy with the color, with where it is right now?
I'm happy with it. I feel like most of the red has been taken out.
When the sun shines through, you don't even see red hues.
No.
So that's a big sign.
It's a big sign. And I feel like this is a great starter / base for where I want to eventually be again.
Which is?
Caramel.
All over?
I don't know. We're gonna talk about it.
Okay.
For now,
Okay,
let's
yeah.
just deal what we have here.
Before we take any more lightener to Amanda's hair, number one, there needs to be time in between sessions.
Yes.
So that in the interim, we can actually heal any damage that has been done and get Amanda's hair back up to speed and back in premium health.
Yes.
So it's actually looking pretty good. It looks much better today than that first day that we had done the hair.
There were some scary curls there, I must say. They were like...
We're also going to be doing some new treatments on her, and altogether we're going to be tracking her progress and kind of restarting her healthy hair journey.
Yeah, because you fried it. You fried it.
Yeah?
You did.
Why did you just flinch like I was going to punch you? I should. I should. You hurt me and my back for 8 hours having to correct this
You
color.
hurt me by putting red in my hair.
It is very common to expect limp looking hair that is a little bit in shock because of how much it had just gone through.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that it's a lost cause. You just, again, need to give it time.
Okay.
So now that we can see where your health is, that it has settled, we're gonna be trying the Olaplex Bond Shaper treatment, which is a treatment I got done about 6 weeks ago, which means it's probably all out of my hair. It's how long it's supposed to last. But we're gonna try it for reals and see if her hair will look better in the end here today. Shall we?
Let's do it.
Because this may be a service that is offered to you in salon, and you may be wondering if it's worth adding on. I bought this myself at the Professional Beauty Supply so we could get a true, honest review here. I spent about $85 on it, just to put into context how much this is for a stylist, but I don't know how much they're charging in salon.
Yeah, that's...
Not gonna lie. And that's a different thing. Like, honestly, they have to charge for the time, they have to charge for performing the service. That's unrelated. But I did buy this so we can professionally see how professionally it can repair your bondies.
So,
yeah.
Can you tell me more about this treatment? Like, what makes this so special versus the regular at-home treatments that you can find from Olaplex or K18, for example?
I got you, girl. I will fill you in after you go start to shower so we can start this process.
Oh, I thought you started now.
No, this process begins after a very thorough cleanse. I'm gonna prescribe you
Prescribe.
with the Olaplex 4C. I'll let you go shower, cleanse your soul.
So just cleanse, no condition.
Cleanse, no condition. This acts as a sealant. This is the final step. This could probably be done on the same day that you did your hair color. It can be done.
Okay.
But I'm glad that we're doing it now.
So we can see.
So we can see now that your curls have again settled.
So we can really see that before and after.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. Okay, I'm gonna go shower. I'll be right back.
You go shower. All right, step 1 is complete. From here on out, there is no more rinsing, no more washing, not for 48 hours. So the next 3 steps we're gonna apply to Amanda's head get completely left in. Starting with step number 1, it says to take 50 milliliters in an applicator bottle to the hair in sections. You also work this through the hair in downward motions, kind of really pressing it in. It does start to feel detangling on the hair. I can feel a little bit of slip. I'm gonna further work it in with a brush. We have to wait 10 minutes before applying step 2. Now we're ready for step 2, which is this mist. We're gonna once again apply this in very small sections, thoroughly saturating the hair. It says to scrunch it in to make sure that every strand gets some love. And this processes for, once again, 10 minutes. And finally, we'll finish with applying our step 3. Now I have both step 3 and number 10 because number 10 is supposed to be identical to step number 3. These are the same product bottled up according to them. I mean, the ingredients look the same, but not. Some of the ingredients are in a different order, but I digress. This is what we are going to finish with. There's no cream.
Really?
They don't advise that you apply any creams. Like, this is the treatment. And I did find that I was wanting more moisture when I got this treatment done.
Okay.
So we are going to see how it's going to work in Amanda's hair. We are going to go ahead and style as desired, because you can style any way you want. So we're gonna style how we are usually doing to keep the variables relatively the same. We're gonna style with the bounce curl brush. But to re-wet the hair, in case there's some sections that have now gotten a little bit dry. They say to spray more of the number 2. Then I'm just gonna brush style. And then they say to apply the number 3 sparingly. They say not to use too much. And I fear too much was used on me when I got this done. So I'm gonna take a small amount and glaze it over the sections and scrunch that in. All right, before we dry the hair, Amanda, do you have any thoughts?
Smells good.
Well, it has the classic Olaplex smell, which is very light, kind of citrusy. One of my favorites, I do love. We're going to see how this hair looks when it's dry. It looks very defined, very normal right now. So I'll be right back with results. Okay, Amanda diffused, and I was shocked when she came up to me 20 minutes later. It only took you 20 minutes to do your hair, and she says she has thoughts, so please share.
My thoughts are, I definitely thought I was gonna take longer to diffuse my hair because of the gel on top. I don't know. For some reason, I didn't even feel the texture of it, but I was just imagining it was a thicker consistency of a product.
Also, all 3 steps have been left in.
Exactly.
Right?
So there was just
like
a lot of product in my hair. I thought for sure it was going to take a long time to dry, but surprisingly it didn't, which is nice. And I have like a pretty decent hold.
There's a nice, decent cast in here that's going to give us some longevity. But yeah, it's supposed to be a sort of sculpting gel. It's supposed to help defend fight frizz for 72 hours. Define, sculpt. Would you say your hair feels sculpted?
Yeah.
You like the definition you have?
I think I definitely have a lot of definition. It feels good. It doesn't feel dry.
Day one, I do think that the results look very pretty, but the question still stands. Does this treatment last 15 washes or 4 to 6 weeks, depending on how much you wash your hair? It's supposed to keep the frizz down for that long and hopefully keep your hair strong as well. To maintain this at home, there are no specific products that you have to use. Of course, it's suggested that you continue to maintain with the Olaplex number 4 and number 5, which is shampoo and conditioner that we already use. So that'll be easy for you to continue with your routine. Going forward, I would definitely style with a cream. I don't love the gel for our hair on its own. It just doesn't have the softness that we prefer. So would definitely recommend that you continue to use the Olaplex number 5 leave-in, moisturize and mend.
I've already been using that for
No problem, yes.
Love that.
And in 4 to 6 weeks, if everything goes well, we will update you and go a little bit lighter. We'll move on to our next step of adding in some more highlights to continue breaking up all this depth, this darkness that's on top. Because I know your end goal is to just have a little bit more dimension and some lighter pops throughout your hair.
So let this video just be a reminder that if you are craving going red this fall, these are the consequences you're going to have to face in order to get the red out.
Or you may never want to go another color ever again.
I look forward to continuing this journey of healthier hair and then going lighter. So I think this is a really good reminder. If you're looking to go lighter, it's not possible to do it all in one appointment. So if you're expecting that from your stylist, please do not do it. You're just gonna destroy your hair. Have a little patience, and we're gonna show you how we do it. So
thank you so much for watching. If you have any more questions, put them in the comment section below. We will see you there, and we'll see you in next week's video as well.
For a very exciting review.
Oh, it's a big review.
It's a big review. We've been working on it for like a month.
Amanda, it's been longer than a month.
A month and a half.
So stay tuned. This has been your main girl Mel.
And Amanda.
And we're out.
Peace.
Are you ready? Okay, great, because some of the things we're gonna need are blood, sweat, and tears from me. All right, so we're gonna catch you up to speed because this is where Amanda's currently at with her brown. All right, oh God, Amanda, shut up. You're so happy. You're back to brown. See,
also, I'm sick right now, so if I look, it's because I'm sick. Anywho's.
Is that why? What do you feel like you've learned throughout this process?
Not to listen to you.
Oh! Amanda.
Show them.
Show them. So much attitude.